Now I have started the this one. Okay. So I think last week Surendra has covered the DMEG, that how the DMEG file has been created, what is the use of the DMEG, and what is the advantages, and for which functionality they will be using, like that. So this is one type of additional extension to the DMEG, we can say. So actually bank communication management is not a new tool. I think as per my understanding, I think it is been using in around from 2011 or 2012 version. But most of the functional consultant, particularly FICO consultant, doesn't much aware about the one, because most of the treasury guys or treasury department or FSM people, they used to use this communication tool, because frankly I am not aware about until maybe last 1 year. I thought that it is a completely different management tool, maybe technical people might be using. But after I came to know that I thought that it is an extension of existing functionality, but our most of the non-financial people are using for different purpose. At the same time, particularly that it is a very not much big, but most of the companies doesn't prefer to use of the, because of the multiple limitations. So that's the reason we don't have much information about the BCM. And at the same time, Surendra last time he has covered the DME, and he touched some or two times about the BCM. So that is the point I thought of taking this topic. So it will be extension to the last week's session. So what is the bank communication management, first of all, and what is the BCM, and what are the advantages of BCM, and what are the features of BCM, and what are the important configurations and transaction codes, and one example we will see how BCM will works, and what would be the connectivity. So bank communication management is a one of the layer in SAP. It used to connect to the multiple bank communication interfaces, and it will allow you to connect your bank and track the entire payment life cycle. That's the BCM manages its payment approvals, payment status, monitor, and bank statements. If you say in normal, if you do the F110, there will be no standard workflow. So you will be doing the uh, payments, how you will be once you done the payment run, the system will be created the DMEG. Then you can send that DMEG file or XML file to the bank in multiple ways. Some people they will upload it to the directly bank, or some people they will send it, they will store in the SAP system AL11 folder. From there they will give the access to the bank, like that. Still you can use that one. But here what BCM helps is, in this case BCM has the multiple advantage after you executing the F11 page zero. So in normal, just before going to this example, just I want to tell one thing. For example, let us see that scenario one. If you're not implemented the BCM, then you will be running the F10 based upon your configuration. System will create the DMEG. That's all. Then how you send the DME to the banks or anything, that is an entire different process. Now the second scenario is, you have a company and you have implemented a BCM. Here once you implemented the BCM, if after one F110 system doesn't create the DME file, like scenario one, system will create the DME file after the proper approvals. Without BCM, there are no approvals. But with BCM, there are certain level of approvals. Like, for example, if certain level of vendor payments up to 10,000 of vendor payments, you can set up as auto approval. That means no need to approval. Like $10,000 to $50,000, one level approval. 30,000, 50,000, $50,000 to 1 lakh, two level approvals. First one is verifier, second is your approval. So based upon the amount, based upon the payment methods, based upon of your custom rules, your own rules, you can set up your approvals. So once after all approvals are done, then only system will create the DME file. Until that, system won't create the DME file. If you reject that one, automatically it will take in. But when you don't implement the BCM, system will create automatically DMEG once you successfully completed the F110. That is the one of the major difference between here. And okay, and with the okay, what is the what BCMs do instead of setting communication? Yeah, and once you do, for example, today you did the F110 with five payment methods. With BCM, you can combine the multiple payment methods for approval purpose, or you can use the single one everything. So with the BCM, several payment runs can be merged as batches. The batches are starting from it is the BCM. So for example, today you executed the payment runs with three payment methods. So that is your choice. One payment method can be one batch, or two payment methods can be one batch, or three payment methods can be one batch. So one batch can be contain the multiple payment runs, and one payment run contain multiple payment documents. Okay, so you can at the same time you can approve or rejection or resubmit based upon the batch level or based upon the payment document level. Also, you can do it. And with the BCM, you can see second para. With the BCM, single or multiple payments can be presented and monitored in the payment status monitor, and this monitor serves as a repository for incoming status messages from Swift and from individual banks. Swift is actually a host to host. We will discuss later. So you can with the BCM you can approve it, you can approve or reject it by batches or independent. At the same time, you can monitor your batches statement. Okay, today I approved my batch. What is the status of my batch at bank? Whether the bank is approved or not, whether the bank is paid or not, what is status. So it is a two-way communication will be happened, and you can see the status of your batch or payment document or payment run in the system at every time. So you will get that. You need not to wait until you get the statement from the bank. Within the if you set up properly with your middleware and everything, automatically you will exchange the data between SAP and bank. Yeah. Before covering this, we will see this here. If you see the normal SAP ERP, you will execute the payment program, then you will do the payment order run, then you will upload the import bank statement, then you will do the post process and clearing. Then if you implement the SAP bank communication, that payment run will be converted as a batches. Then that payment approval, it will be payment approval list will be created. Then it will be scrutiny or verify. Then the verifier can approve or reject something. Then once you approve, then you can get the status of your batches. Then you will get the bank statement automatically. Here, this is the NetWeaver process integration. But once you implement the SAP BCM, your stories will not end. Again, you need to integrate the SAP BCM with the bank's server or bank's middleware, something that is happening. That is, then your BCM has to be routing. Yeah. So has to be routing. Then the two networks has to be mapping, and the security encryption has to be done. And it has to be then you need to configure your digital signature for each payment runs. Then it's Swift is a worldwide accepted payment gateway. I guess I don't think it is a payment gateway. It is one of the middleware between your bank and your SAP system to encrypt the file. So let us assume that you are doing the business with a Chase Bank. So you will be running the F110 and you are done with all your approvals, everything. Then your DMEVP file will be sent it to the Swift server through middleware. It can be web methods or it can be SAP PI system. Then once the file reaches to the Swift system, Swift encrypts the data and send it to the bank via SwiftNet. So Swift so this is done. At the same time, it is not a mandatory that SwiftNet has to be used. Various companies are using various these encrypted tools, but most of the time, I think in most of the cases, Swift being used in the because of the security, because of the charging of the fees, whatever the reason, or maybe because of the transactions, everything used. Okay, that is done. So before going to the configuration, then first we will see what are the advantages of implementing of BCM. So reduction of manual effects, you ensure the payment process is automated. So once you complete the F110, system will take care of that level of validations, and after that, automate if you you need not to do the approvals for document or a batch level. It enables that functionality. So the standard workflow you can set up, and you have to configure your workflow approvals, whom has to be verifier, whom has to be approver, like that. Another, I will give you another example. For example, you have set up three level of approvers. Like first level has to be the verifier, second level is second level verifier, third level is approver. Okay. First all of once you run the payment, once you done the payment and everything done, so first level verifier will get the mail for verifying. In that case, if the first verifier, he has the only chance whether he's approve or reject. He approve, reject, or batch level or payment level. Once he approved, the second level or third level approval, they can't modify the document. They have to see whether the first level verifier has followed or not. That's all. Second level verifier or third level verifier or fourth level verifier doesn't get the access or authorization to again reject or approve. No, again he has to only approve. That's all. That's all. At the same time, and that is one functionality. Reduce cycle time of payment processing. Everything is automated, approvals, everything is automated. So using with BCM, automatically your payment files will be converted to the DMEG, and from there onwards, based upon your setup, immediately it will be processed to the bank. Then the common interface of payment processing, when they are dealing with multiple banks, payment runs are batched based on your various criteria predefined in the system configuration. For example, if your company is working with multiple banks, normally it is very difficult process to it is a big process to dealing with multiple banks. But by implementing the BCM, based upon the bank level, based upon the amount level, or based upon the payment level, you can batch it. You can set up your approval strategy or release strategy. Everything will be done automatically. It will done. You need not worry about even if you are working with multiple banks. And workflow-based approval system ensures that payments are routed through a proper channel with minimum manual efforts. Okay. Anyway, we are not using the custom workflow. We are using the BCM supports the standard workflow, so that workflow setup is automatically take care about approval, rejections, everything, and it will minimum manual efforts. Yes, payment file is generated upon the final authorization and can be sent to bank directly using the bank. As I said earlier, the scenario 1 and scenario 2. So if you implemented, if you are using BCM, then the payment file is generated upon the final authorization and it can be sent to the bank directly using BCM. Then single point of reporting tool for the status of payment, showing clear visibility to the stakeholders. You have the monitor. It is a, you can say it is a monitor. The monitor is there. In monitor, you can see the batch wise level status, or house bank wise status. Everything you can see everything in at one place. Okay. So what are the features above, are the advantages? What are the additional features of the BCM? Payment authorization through the workflow. So next, payment acknowledgement. So once you do the payment, based upon your configuration, bank will send you the acknowledgement. Yes, I received the payment. It will send acknowledgement to the SAP system, and that acknowledgement information we can see in our monitor, payment monitor or status monitor. We can see that. Then payment grouping. You can merge the payments based upon your payment methods, or based upon the vendors, or based upon the amounts, or based upon the banks. You can merge the payments. Next, the payment approvals. Approvals based upon your criteria, you can create your own approval strategy. Then payment status monitor. You can see the payment status based upon the batch level or based upon the payment document level in real time. Then display incoming system message. For example, we are talking about F110 always outgoing payments. If any of your customer deposits a check in the bank, and you can see that incoming that system messages, and at the same time you can see the acknowledgements also from the bank also in the monitor. That's batch and payment monitor. you can see the batch-wise payments you can monitor, or inside the batch also you can see the payment monitor. Next, you can see you can assign the define alerts. For example, you know that once you create the payment file, normally you assume that it will take 10 minutes to reach your bank. But sometimes it may reach 15 minutes, or sometimes it may reach 20 minutes also, based upon the some technical setup. But you can set up alert that, okay, based upon my previous earlier experience, the file has to reach bank within 10 minutes. So you can set up that, yes, this my change bank file has not reached the bank in 11 minutes. I need to get the alert. So you can create your own alert. So then you can do your research why it is taking time, or whether this file has reached the bank or not, what went wrong. So by using the define alerts, you can monitor that status. And even sometimes due to system problem, sometimes due to system connectivity, or due to system down, we can't always predict that everything is good. Sometimes it may go wrong. Even that time also, you can upload the payment status report. Not only upload from the banks. If you have a file with the payment manual, if a bank is not able to send that payment status online, instead of some technical issue, but they can send a file. But that file you can upload it to your payment status monitor. And you can do the digital signatures. Correct? In every approval, a signature is required. That is optional. If you want to put your digital signature, you can create your digital signature, and you can use that digital signature for your approvals or rejections. And cross payment run media, multiple payment runs, multiple payment methods, multiple vendors, multiple banks. You can manage with the BCM. Okay. Before going to the important configuration, any questions? Just Surendra, you want to add anything? Surendra?
Yes, Satish. Yeah. So if you go to the first, so which you said the way of workflow is there. If you look at the workflow, so approval, there is 3 types of approval process here. So you are going to do the approval by vendor group wise, or by currency wise, or amount volume wise. So this is the main key, which is the workflow going to trigger. So apart from this, which is Satish said, which is running into the F110, the file not going to be generated. So here there is a slight difference. When you run the F110, if it is an BCM, the first initial run ID we need to give start as a JED. Okay, so that then only the BCM config will get triggered. If you are not giving the initial run ID without JED something else, so then the BCM configuration, it won't trigger.
Okay.
So this, it's the user input for them. It's not the IT consultant need to know that. So that configuration somewhere we are going to do it. That down the line, Satish will show you the configuration where it is, or else I will tell that.
Yeah.
So that is the main key initially in the payment run. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Satish.
Thanks, Surendra, for okay. Okay. So these are I didn't cover all the configurations, but I covered I documented very important configuration steps, so which we need to do mandatorily. So this first we need to activate the BCM with the transaction code SFW5. This is one of the thing, and at the same time, that is the thing we need to do, and we need to make sure that by getting until some green or yellow screen that it is activated. Then we need to set up the rules. Like for approvals, we need to, if we want approval, then we need to create the rules. Like the rule set for approval, these rules will be used for approvals for payment batches. What is your rule currency, INR? What is the rules exchange rate type, or whether it is a M or B or whatever? Whether it's what is the day's resubmission? For example, if one of the approver or verifier, he said that I don't want to approve or reject this time. I want to resubmit tomorrow, something like that. He will have the option to resubmit. In that automatically based upon this configuration, system will again, this file will be sent to approval after the resubmission. And if you want to add a digital signature, here you have to click the digital signature. These are the signature, and here this is the settings for bank statement monitor. If you want to monitor your bank statements, just these things you need to switch on. This is the company code, this is the house bank, or this is the account ID, and this is the process ST. We will see what is the process ST. This is the process ST or something. Yeah. Okay. This is the process statement, different status. The different status displays whether the bank statement has the same balance as the corresponding internal bank code. To set the status, tick the checkbox. For example, if your SAP balance is showing something, and if a bank balance is something, by putting this tick, we can see that whether it is or whether there are any difference between this one. And this is the serial number status. You can activate it. And the reconciliation status. The reconciliation status displays whether there are any open items in the internal account. And the internal unit, the intervals which the bank statements are to be accepted for the corresponding set of company code, house bank account ID. The internal unit can be either days or weeks or month. Maybe I think this is nothing like calendar days. I think it is factory calendar day. And what is the item? The display position of the account in the bank statement monitor in the above illustration, IBBO bank has been marked them 1, which means that account will be displayed at the top of the bank statement monitor. Maybe we can see it is a priority level like that. First priority will be given to this company code with this bank, will be second level like that. Okay, that one. Then this is the rules for automatic payment approvals. Like you have created here in this step, you have created the rules. Then here coming for the multiple rules can be created. Okay, the first set one rule, priority 0, like value less than 1000. If you set up as auto approval, then automatically, if you check this auto approval, automatically payments will be approved without workflow. Automatically payment will be approved. Then set 2, value less than 1 lakh. Set 3, value less than 5 lakh. 4 to no limits like that. So truly this is your own set of rules. You need to be these things. Then after that, you need to release customized strategy. You need to do this. I think a lot of steps are required here, but I think I did a very few steps in order to not confuse the people like that. So here is something is there. Let me. I think my screen went. So release customizing, you need to do here. So batch amount in batch currency, lower amount is lakh per level, and here is hyper. You need to maintain the lower level, upper level, and then you need to maintain your release strategy, something here. And then that is one of the things. I think here my text is there. Let me see what is the text here. Okay, I think that is this information is for about this one. I think this one. Okay. Then here you after you done this one, then you need to assign your release procedure here like that. A release procedure. I think this is the bank, or this is a bank default object, and release procedure is one. Then you need to do the run dispatch always or conditional something. I think my text is overflowed something. I think. If you choose always, you must also select a release procedure for all release objects. That means if you want to use the release functionality always, then you need to do. If you choose conditional, that means you want to do the release procedure only for particular object or something. You need to do the setup like that. Then after that one, you need to assign a role to role. Then this is your that release object. Then this is your release one. This is the first step release for who that rule number is 90014. This could be the rule number. Then this release object, release priority. First priority will be going to this user. Second priority goes to this user. Second file approval will go to these are the user names, maybe user IDs. Release procedure workflows.
It's not the user ID, it's the release procedure.
Or release
workflow IDs. So backend workflow IDs will contain the user IDs.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Workflow IDs. Yeah. Then and here, as I said, that if you want to create a digital signature, you will create a digital signature. This is your object. Then system signature with other. Then if you want to while doing signature, if you want to add any comments, you can check possible or not possible. Here it is possible. And if you want to do any remarks, you can do the remarks. Or if you want to see the document, you can do the document. Then if you want to do the verifier, something you can do your digital signature like that. Okay. Yeah, if you see, once the user approve present the save icon, the digital signature which will be prompted in the screen. So like this, select remarks. If you want to add any remarks, you can get on signature, and that is password. Okay, let me make this bigger screen. I think 200. Okay, so this is the total end-to-end process for the BCM. Okay, let's first see this one. Create payment runs for the vendor payment run. This is in this step. This comes in then the vendor payment run. Then that here create batches. As I said that once you create the payment runs, you can create your own rules, grouping rules to convert as a batches. Until F110, you can call them as a payment runs. But once you activated BCM, you have to call it as a payment batches or payment batches. So payment runs will be converted as a payment batches using cross payment run media. As I said, that is your criteria, how you want to merge or how you want to group the payment runs. Then edit batches. So batches edited by user and sent for approval. As I said that first verifier will have the option to edit the batches or edit the inside the batch documents. Okay, he can approve or reject the whole batch or few payment runs. Only few payment runs alone. One batch can contain multiple payment runs. One payment run can contain multiple payment documents. Okay, let's see. If he approves batch approval at various level using dual, triple, quadruple, multi-level, single or multi-level approvals can be done. Then once the payment can be approved, the payment media will be created. Then the payment file will be sent to the bank. Okay. If payment was not returned, that means he has rejected payment returns at any time of any level. But he cannot edit, but he can return at any level, multiple at any level, either first or second or third level. Then if either he can ask to resubmit. So once user send that resubmit based upon the condition in the rule, the days which we have configured, after the date, again batch will be resubmitted to the user, again to the initiator. Then will be again if he rejected, the payment posting gets reversed and closed. So once the batch is rejected, whatever the payment document created in F110, it will be reversed and closed. And then again he has to again F110 has to be followed that one. So these are the complete step: payment run creation, payment run payment runs, converting or merging as a batches, then batch level approvals, batch level rejections, and batch level resubmissions. This is the complete process under the BCM. So Surendra, you want to add anything here? Surendra, or any question? If Surendra want to add anything, or if you have any questions?
Yeah, if anyone have any questions, let's address those questions. Then we will add Satish. Yeah.
Please.
So Satish and Surendra, I have a question here. So these, system will create the batches. After creating the batches, the workflow will trigger and it will go for approvals. So
correct.
by the time the batch creation happened, by the time the payment run completed, or else the only proposal completed?
No, no. The entire F110 got completed.
Okay, so entire F110 is done. Then only after approval, the DME file will be, or payment media file will be sent to bank. Am I correct?
Correct. The file won't generate once F110 completed. The batch will create. Batch will go to the user for approval.
Yes.
That's it. The XML file won't create.
Okay. In that case, my question is here the batch approver can approve either payment run, single payment run, or multiple payments. So he does not have liberty to edit the payment run. Am I correct?
No, he is not having rights to change anything like vendor or amount or any that kind of data. He doesn't have. Just he can look at it, and if he feel there isn't some issue or some adjustments is not done, so maybe the vendor data is incorrect based on to the past experience, so straight away he can reject. Yeah.
Okay. So, once the batch is rejected, so it means there is it's a program which will reverse the payment document. So here, once the batch is rejected, system will automatically execute the payment request.
Correct.
Nice.
Correct.
One has to go to mute, man. I think we're hearing some background noise.
Yeah.
Could you please go to mute? Yeah. Yes, Surendra, please go ahead.
So, system will once the batch is rejected, system will automatically reverse the entire payment run and reverse all the postings.
Enter payment in that batch has contained. Yes.
Exactly. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Surendra,
Surendra, I have one question.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, please. Yeah.
One by one, please.
Go ahead, Aparna.
Yeah. You said that once it is rejected, any one of the document, you are going to reverse the entire payment run, right? So
No,
sometimes.
not entire payment run. So
Mhm.
that's yeah. So here the thing is, suppose there is a 10 vendors and identified the first level approval. There is a one vendor is an issue.
Yeah.
So he can reject that vendor. If you go to the bank, which is Satish said, the bank monitor tool, he can have vendor line item level. If suppose one vendor have 10 documents and then he can reverse the total. But if the file has 10 vendors, so he can approve by selecting the 9 vendors and he can approve it. So which is he is rejecting that vendor line item documents only going to be reversed. It's not the whole batch.
So the payment run will not be reversed or deleted. Only whatever the vendor he has rejected, that document only reversed, right? That
Correct.
payment document.
Vendor level.
Vendor level.
Yes. Yeah.
So for other vendors, it is going to generate the XML file.
Yeah, it won't generate XML file. It will go to the second level approval. If he is approved, then it will generate the file. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If it is only the first level approval, as you said, it will generate the file.
So how can you monitor? See, if you see the payment run, you can see 10 vendors. Okay.
Correct.
And after that, one of the payment document has been reversed. How you are going to monitor that? How many documents are rejected in the workflow?
Yeah, so once the person who is user approving or rejecting, once his job is done, it's went to the bank level for the payment processing. Then if you look at to the batch run ID, so it will contain bank monitor vendor wise breakup. If this vendor, this is the clearing document and this many open vendor invoices. So it will have the entire batch line item level vendor wise. So here there is a reason for rejection or reason for reversal or reason there is a reason section. So it will update all the details very clearly. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Surendra, I was also having the same question. So once it is rejected for one particular vendor, so again it is a manual process, or next payment run will take those vendors once their errors are corrected?
It's not a manual process. By SAP standard is reversing that cleared item, make it as an open item. So that's what SAP does. So beyond that,
then,
which I
yeah,
looked into
then,
the, yeah, go
yeah.
ahead. I will
So
answer.
then it will
Yeah.
take, next run will take it, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm coming to there. So beyond that, if you want to be the scalable solution, there is a custom option, which the last class also I explained last session. So there you need to add some kind of custom code that will help reverse after reversing. So it will block the vendor. If it is block the vendor, if, whatever the runs you are going to do the next couple of hours, it's not going to pick that vendor because of the vendor level is blocked.
Got it. Got it. So the last session I
Yes.
missed it. I will try to
Yeah.
go through your recording.
Yeah. So the SAP standard is just, it will clear the invoice, it will reverse, make it as an open item, which you said standard, it is going to pick the next proposal. But if you add piece of code to the block at the vendor level, and next run it won't pick. And additional option, set up an workflow email as well. Hey, this is a vendor invoice reversed and vendor is blocked. So then business will get an alert.
Yeah, we use BCM here, but I'm not responsible. But we receive the incidents and everything, but I'm not responsible. But we have a different team. We assign those
Yeah,
instances.
so that is secondary, you are responsible or not. If you have the bank underscore money access, you can go and look at entire details.
Okay, yeah, I'll try to see. I think I don't have that one, but so maybe in the
Table
test
level
system.
also you can see. So there is a BCM tables. So if you give the run ID, it will show the entire picture.
Yeah, maybe test systems I may have. So I will see.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead, guys. Yeah. Next question, please.
Yes, Surendra, is something happen in the bank side if the bank is not unable to post the payment to the vendor?
Correct. So here is basically three bank end. We are going to receive basically three communications. The first communication is file is acknowledged, which is what level acknowledged, header level or vendor line item level. So this is the first acknowledgement. So the second, bank is rejecting at the header level or vendor line item level. The third one, bank is completely processed the file. So this is the three acknowledgements we are going to receive from the bank. At the same acknowledgements, BCM will capture those and it will update to the bank mode statuses. You go and check it there, and you are going to receive an email as well. What is the reason bank is rejected so and so batch and so and so particular vendor? Everything you can see there. Yeah.
Okay, if so they are not able to process a payment for one vendor, so in that case, whether the payment line item will get reversed automatically?
Yes. So will bank will send the file name is PAIN02 PAIN002 file bank will send to SAP through the SIFT gateway, and SAP bank monitor will get update. Hey, this is the vendor line item got failed process, and what is the reason failed? It will update the reason section. Then it will reverse vendor open item, cleared item.
Okay. So for this
BCM is XML, right, Surendra?
Yeah, we are going to get the PAIN02 also XML file only.
I have one more question, Surendra and Satish.
Go ahead.
So the BCM, is it started from S4HANA? I guess it is available in ECC 6.0 also, right?
It's not even 6.0. You can say into the 4.0 versions also. This is BCM is a FSCM component, which is previously was under Treasury. Now it's EC6 onwards. They converted into the FSCM. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it was there in all the version except 3.
Okay. Thank you.
So can we implement BCM without PI system or PI system?
You can. So the connectivity, which is the earlier as well I explained previous session, connectivity that is up to completely optional to the client requirement. They can go with the PA, they can go with the Linux, they can go with the Unix, or however they want, based on to their cost and budget and effort.
but still they need any interface, right? Without any interface, it won't work. That means
Exactly. See, you forget about BCM. If you're not there in BCM also, you need some connectivity to the sender payments. The same way this as well. The same connectivity we are going to use here as well.
got it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Surendra, bank statements will come under BCM or it is a different process again?
You forget about the BCM, how the vendor payments you are going to send F110, either whatever the flavor, the same flavor, the bank file will come, bank statement will come. BCM is just only the tracking here, approvals and tracking.
Got it.
So it is
Got it.
completely independent to the bank statement and BCM. There is no link at all.
Okay, got
But
it. Got it.
it will be under the umbrella of treasury. Yeah, it's under one umbrella.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, Satish. So I no need to explain anything. Everyone has a bunch of questions. So there, I hope everything is covered. So if anyone have any questions, happy to ask. Or else, which the Satish showing the next screen, you can see the identification started with the JED. So that's what the PCM will trigger.
Yeah.
I shared one document in the WhatsApp just now. Looks like it is a good document on the BCM.
Okay.
So I think maybe Satish also copied from maybe there only, but yeah, looks like that is very good document. Everything step by step. I think some Infosys guy posted, I think.
Yes.
What is his name is Srinivasa Ravichandran, which you said?
Um,
Same document in Skype, but I removed after seeing the document.
Okay, so which is my colleague was did Srinivasa Ravichandran, which is
I think his name is Srinivasan. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not now. This guy was pretty long back, so now he is working into the Merck. Yeah, we both only implemented for Merck BCM.
Yeah, it's created on this document created in 2011.
Correct. So when that guy was into Apple account, yes.
Okay.
I tried to find the actual screens, but I don't have due to lack of access. Yeah. I don't find, but that's the reason most of the screens I copied from his document.
Yeah, after Ravichandran was, which is done the basic, that is very basic document. After that, there is a quite a more flexible and easier. So which is Ravichandran was did, that time there is no XML 1, 2, 3 versions. So it's a basic standard XML. Now it's a more, which is at the Paino 2 has more reasons we are getting it. The returns when the bank is rejected, so you may get more details, which is the reason section. Previously, straight away it will say rejected. So we need to contact to the bank and get the rejection details. Now, which is the recent one, you can get what is the reason got rejected. At the same thing, it will update into the SAP.
Nice. Yeah, go ahead, Satish.
Yeah, this is the first step of the vendor payment run. So you know that you will be giving your necessary parameters, everything, then payment proposal, and then payment. You will be doing the payment run. You can see here that posting orders, one generated, one completed. Then so after that, we know that we told him that batches need to be generated of the payment run. Then batches will be created with the above F1 payment information. Here you can do the run date or identification or everything. So whatever the information based on F1 run using, you can create the batches. And here system will give it that three payments or react, pre-payments or selected, payment medium is this one, something like that. Then it is the approval process screen. So once the once batch goes to the approval process, so entire batch can be approved or rejected, or part of the batch can be approved or rejected or resubmitted. So you can see this set. So the batches which are created, this can be accessed using the transaction code BNK_app. The verifier will be able to see only the batches. The verifier can only be seen to batches level. What is the company code, or what is the batch number, and what is the rule description, and what is the status, what is the amount, currency, and what is the batch total amount. In the above section, just for it is one example. A batch 873 alone lies in the changes and release tab of the payment batches. Once the batch is released from this tab, the batch mode as a additional steps tab of the one bank approval. In your example, batch everything was fully approved. Select the batch and click on this one. The batch will be approved. Click on OK to proceed. Then system will ask you the digital signature. So you already have configured the digital signature. So the system will ask and you have to give your password. Then once it is added, the batch approved by the user and passed the first approver for his approval. Then the status of the verification step as follows. The 873, the in approval process. Since this batch this amount has maybe contains multiple approvals. Okay. Then the detailed release history can be viewed using some icon. Then you can see the date, time, release procedure, and initial status, the target status, who the user, the name, who is that, the Srinivasa Ravichandran. Whoever is eligible to approve this batch as per the company policy, they have to log into the inbox and approve the batches as explained above. For approvals, the batch will be visible as a tab in the additional release steps here. Additional release steps in this one here, in this tab. And and at the same time, user can reject or resubmit it. Rejections can be done with the both level, in batch level or document level. The resubmit can be done only at a document level, not at a batch level. Rejection in bank_app will reverse the payment document automatically. Both reject and resubmit can be done only by verifier. Change the release tab for a new batch. Now we will be using batch 926 for testing reject purpose. Like this has 3 batches. Out of 873 is complete approved. 926 is rejecting. 927 I think he is going to use for the resubmit. Some example. So now we'll use the rejections purpose. Double click on the batch, drill down to the payment document level. In the above batch, there are 3 payments.
Hold on, Satish, 1 second here. Aparna, you asked here, you want to see the vendor and payment documents, everything, right? So if you look at here, the 926 batch have 3 vendors and 3 clearing documents. So you can see all the very detailed level. So he can select whichever he want to reject, he or she.
Yeah. Below screenshot shows that one of the document has rejected.
Correct. Yeah, that's how the line item level. Yeah.
Thank you.
In the above batch, there are 3 payments. Assume that first payment had some error which needs to be rejected. The vendor for second payment has asked to hold the payment for 2 more days. If the vendor has asked the 2 more days to hold, then we have to use the resubmission of function. Then so the only third item needs to be processed. To summarize, we will reject the first payment, resubmit the second, and approve the third. So select the reject icon. Immediately the status of the line item changes to be rejected. Same way, resubmit the second one. Once the icon is clicked, the calendar pops up. Click on the date you want the payment to be postponed. Status will be corresponding. Once this is done, press back to come to. Then now you can see the status button. One is resubmitted, one is rejected, one line item is approved out of 3 items. In the status bar, you can see here the following message in background. Check on reversal. Check on reversibility and cleared items being reset. This is for the document that was for the rejection. And under using bank or money will show only one item for approval. Next, this is let us assume that what is returned, approval was returned. An approval can return only the batch level. Return is return or reject are both are the same. He cannot modify any part of the batch. Batch returned by any level of approval, first level or second or third level, returns the batch to vendor for further action. Adding attachment for reason for return batch is mandatory. If you are rejecting the batch, then you have to add a reason for rejecting that one. You have to do that one.
Yeah, Satish. So that is the mandatory field. Yes. The reason details. So it has to be updated because of if some user want to check into the bank money, what is the reason he or she rejected? So the reason need to be updated. It's an added track as well.
Added track. Then this is our approval. Now the batch is lying with all the above approvals. We will test the BCM test AID is lying in the second tab. Select the batch and click the return icon. After pressing save icon, then following up reports, return the batch. Once you click, then it will ask you that you need to attach a document for the why you are rejecting something testing data. You need to add something like that. I think this is next. So if you want to see the batch-wise status, as Surendra said, this is the one of the transaction code, BNK underscore money, by using the batch number or batching using the rule ID or maybe house lab.
Anything. So based on your requirement, whatever you know out of this 10 line items, anything you can add, and you can go inside and you can access based on to your input criteria, which is the next screen Satish is going to show.
Yeah. I think maybe in selection level, I think maybe payment run might be there, I guess. Maybe I don't know, maybe you can add it the additional skills, I guess. Or otherwise, maybe if you add the payment batch, the batch will contain the payment runs.
No, so, batch might be always may not knowing all the users, because users may knowing only the run ID and paying company code, date, or house bank, and payment method. So which is this guy is showing here the screen as batch number. Batch number may not knowing all the users.
Correct.
So that's what I said. The below any field except batch number they can give, because of those things user always knowing things, because of XYZ is working in X company code, so they can give those company code respective details.
Yes. Using BNK underscore MoniP, you can monitor the payment document by status report. So these are the fields available here. You can use your run date, your identification, or your merge date, or your merge ID, whatever that date. Based upon the thing, you can see your payment staging for batch process. So you can using your run date, you can see this payment posting date, batch number, vendor, name of the vendor, everything. This was if you're using Swift code and run date, everything will be clear. This is the one.
Yeah, so, this is a standard layout, and based on to the user requirement, they can modify it however they want to the output layout.
Yeah. Because in this document I attached the important transaction codes and configuration. That's the reason I have not added much screenshot. So these are the configuration steps. These are the very few configuration steps. Like the activating the BCM functionality, then activating the PMW. At the same time, that the BCM supports only PMW. It doesn't support
the payment media workbench. So it will support only that.
Yeah. Only that. That's I want to.
So the main, which is Satish said, the main 5 transaction code is the main SWF5 and payment medium workbench, and which is the create the variant into the OBMP4, and which is identify if any cross company code setup, and which is the high level the BZP configuration. So this is the main. And the which below Satish showing, this is a SPRO configuration. This is typically for BCM, which is the above explained the workflow, and which is the batches how want to create, and approvals, everything those details from 7th point to which is 16th point, all the things typically BCM config.
BCM configurations, the grouping, rule maintenance, your approvals,
everything, correct.
Yeah, everything, your release strategy, assignment, everything. And these are the important transaction codes. Maybe you have some bank underscore APP is one, everything. Yes, so this is most of the transactions, all the transactions started with the BNK. So maybe by going your SC97 and you can search what are the transaction code by BNK star. So maybe you will get more transaction codes.
Yeah, basically the users will go only 2 things here. They may not have all access. So they have access for approval. Yes. Another one is bank underscore money. They can check the bank's monitor status. So this is the 2 things is the main here. The rest of the things may IT team may have, or else which is the testing level. So the production it may not have. Whatever the Satish showing this all the transaction codes to the business.
Yes. In S4HANA, BCM apply has been converted into S4HANA, and all the approval rejections, the apps are already, fear apps is already existed.
Yeah. So which Satish is going to say, so the BCM configuration, which is the above shown the SPRO pro config, everything is going to be done into the Fiori level. So it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
going to be done into the I mean to say SPRO. You can
Yes.
completely done into the Fiori. So
Yeah.
compared to the ECC6 up to EHP8, which is S4 HANA, which is I can say 1610 onwards version is pretty good. And the below, which is the basic version S4 HANA, the BCM is not working what they expected because of the reversal and rejections is reason status is updating, bank details is not updating properly. The reason is the older versions, which is the ECC version, you are going to create house bank, FI12, which is F01, bank key, everything. So the S4 HANA, they made it as FI12 underscore H bank, and the way you are going to import and export all the bank data. So that's where they have little bit the complications. So the BCM initially was not what the business is expected. It's not meted. So the 1610 onwards, it's good.
Yeah. So that is the BCM. That is the BCM. Okay. Before moving to the further discussion, there are any other questions? Nothing further. There is no item to discussion, but only thing common discussion with the Sitaram Garu and others. Just particular for if you have any questions on BCM on BCM.
We are okay. Satish.
Yeah. Okay. So then let me stop the recording. So then
Yeah, that is good, Satish. Yeah.
then we can discuss.